put on my headphones. Let's see. Sorry, guys. All right. Just need to do a quick little mic check here. Okay. Can we hear volume at all? Yes. Yes. All right. I'll set this phone right here for a minute. Well, I'll be reading from it anyway. Trying to tilt you all down without you falling over. You know, it's a fine line. Today is Saturday, November 23rd, 2023. We are less than 2 days away from Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone that's in the chat or watching this upload. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you all so much for watching, supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Let me see who's in the chat while we wait for people to come in. Got Darcy here with the pin message. Hi, T and all quilters. Merry Christmas. Make sure you remember to give T your thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications when T is here. So thank you, Darcy. She's always here. She's here 90% of the time giving me my pin message, so I really appreciate that. Also, if you are new here or watching the upload, I also have a Facebook group that's called Teaquilts LLC. You're more than welcome to join that group, or you can ask questions and get help from a larger group of people, and then you can also share your projects with us as well. Let's see, who else is in here? Nikki B, Melody Kiefer, Vivian Calvey, Betsy Layton, Quilt Gal, Elaine Doucette, T. Roberts, Melina Montoya, C. Rax, Francis Jackson, Guess Who Nancy, June Hanson, T. Roberts, I said already, she's saying her rent's paid, Debbie Evans, thank you, Nancy. Hey, Tiffany of Tiffany's Quilting Life. Phyllis G is here, saying hi, T and everyone. Thank you, Darcy, for the sound check. Remo JS is here. Minnie Dula, Janet McCarroll, Kevin the Quilter. He's driving, so only can listen tonight. Deborah Sims Brown, Bonita Nance, Dee Branson, Phyllis G, Jason Lewis, Judy Hebert, Maddie Barnum, Marlo Lightsey, saying hello to everyone. Welcome to the live chats. Marlo, appreciate you commenting. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, Tiffany has shared the Teaquilts Facebook group. Thank you so much. If we got anybody here that doesn't know about Tiffany's channel, you can also join her channel as well. Sure, Tiffany will share her link as well. Jeff Galonia, hey, hey, hope you're feeling better. Janice Miller, Michelle the Quilter. Let's see, who else? I think I got everybody. Yeah, so it's been a long few days for me. I went to bed about 3 o'clock, and then Amazon came and woke me up about 5:30, delivering a gift for Jersey. Somebody got a gift for Jersey, and I was like, OM to the G. I was like knocked out. And then I woke back up about 6:15. I went to bed and tried to go back to sleep. And then while I'm laying there, I remembered that I forgot to buy peas for the chicken pot pie, okay? So I went on ahead and got up and went to the store, because there was no way I was going to be in the store anytime after 8 a.m. today. So I went ahead and went to the store at 6:15. It was people in there, but it wasn't like a whole lot of people. They didn't even have regular checkouts open. It was just self-checkout. But it wasn't anybody hardly in there. So I was really glad that I got up. Came back home. I'm trying to think, did I get anything else? I think I just got the peas. Came back home, tried to go back to sleep. Phone ringing, doorbell going off. It was just a combination of everything. So it's been one of those real long days for me. I deboned my chicken, so I got it ready. I'm actually right now making the chicken broth with all the stuff I deboned. So I'll make cake tomorrow, and then I'll the other stuff I gotta make is like fast cooking. So I'm just gonna make everything Christmas morning, because I don't have a whole lot to do. It's not like I have little young kids I gotta put stuff together for. So so yeah, but it's just been a long day, that's all. Thank you, Tiffany. Cynthia Shades here. Thank you for sharing your channel. That's what I meant, Tiffany. My brother Ray is here. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and to stay safe still. Francis says, T, please remove me. I do have that information. I have it highlighted. I haven't done a whole lot of desk work, and so I haven't even sent that information out. We're moving everything to February start. But I did receive your email, so sorry you can't participate, and be praying for you on your back surgery. Mona did what is here? And Tiffany said that's what she's going to do, is start her cooking on Christmas morning. My sister is doing all the meats. I think she's got one side. My mom's got a couple of sides. I got a cake, turkey pot pie, and I'm going to do broccoli with cheese and some kind of potatoes or something. I don't know. Whatever I got to cook is going to be the hardest thing is going to be the turkey pot pie. I'll do my cake tomorrow, so it's out the way, and then I'll just have the hard thing of the pot pie. Once that's in the oven, I can cook the other two things before that thing even come out the oven. So, and then I also do apple cider. So I just have to peel some oranges and put all of the stuff in a bag to pop into the apple cider. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to do. I already dropped off drinks at my sister's house. I dropped the apple cider, which is a drink. And what else did I drop at her house? I was going to drop like plates and stuff, but she told me she had stuff left over from Thanksgiving, so not to worry about it. So I'll verify with her if I need to bring utensils and all of that kind of stuff. But I already took some stuff to her house, so I wouldn't have to bring it all on Christmas Day. I decided to just have Christmas at my sister's house. So that's what we're going to do. It normally is at my house. She wants every holiday at her house anyway, so she's not upset. Deborah Holloway is here. Somebody saying Merry Christmas to Ray, my brother. Honey, he don't read no chats. He just be sitting back watching once he say hello. Allegra Carey is here. Melina says, all I've made is pumpkin bread. And Tiffany says she's making chicken enchiladas. Ooh. Mona says, I have to make appetizer for tomorrow night, Christmas Day. I'm making manicotti. Ooh. Are you Italian, girl? I love Italian friends. That is one of my favorite foods. My job I worked at for 30 years was what we call on the hill in St. Louis. It's in South St. Louis. And honey, I love to go out to eat. When it was time to go out to eat, well, I don't be messing around. We don't even play with McDonald's and stuff. Okay, we go straight to the Italian restaurants. Just a whole family, businesses, like almost like every 5 corners or something. You can see one. Okay, and they all are pretty good. But I do have my favorites. The Molly J is here. Welcome, welcome. June says we're having Christmas tomorrow because we are in for a big snowstorm starting Christmas Eve. OM to the G, girl. Lana Dean is here. Beatrix Gruen, I guess, Gruen says Merry Christmas from Vienna, Austria. So welcome to the channel and welcome to the chat. Appreciate you popping something in. Welcome, welcome to the newbies. Dolores Phelps is here. Saying she received her package today. Thank you so much. Love, love, love them. You're welcome. Mona says, I'm not Italian, but I learned to make from Italian friend. Okay, because I'm like, girl. I love cannelloni in the red sauce. I could eat it in the white sauce, but for some reason I like it in the red sauce with a side of broccoli. That's my favorite Italian meal. And it's, you know, I can eat it all though. Deborah says she's making stuffed seafood pasta shell, so that's good too. I like seafood. I like some seafood. If it's in a shell and I probably wouldn't know that I'm eating one particular thing, I think I'll be okay. I eat most seafood though. We have put 3 families together, so we have 7 of us, so we get together on Christmas Day. Yeah, we have a lot of people. We always have done it dinner on Christmas. By the time all the kids have opened up their gifts, I remember even having to go to grandparents' house. We go to 3 or 4 different houses on Christmas Day, but end up at the same. It used to be at my mom's house. We end up at my mom's house on Christmas Day. And then I had it for like maybe the last 10 years, maybe. And I just did not feel like moving all of my stuff to pull it right back out because I still got stuff that I need to do. And then I'm also having a Hawaiian trip. And I'm like, I'm not going to spend a week putting stuff up and then another 2 days pulling it back out what I need and organizing everything again. And I just wasn't going to do it because I'm currently using my dining room table. I like deviled eggs. That's what Nikki made today. And Zia's on the Hill is my favorite. Yes. I like Canettos the best. I like Zia's too, but I like Canettos the best. When it comes to the cannelloni, they have the best cannelloni to me. They have more seasoning in it than the other ones. It's a little bit plainer. Their red sauce is a little bit plainer at the other restaurants when I purchase cannelloni from them. Lana says she's having Christmas dinner at her house this year. First time in about 20 years. Yeah, girl, I didn't even feel like... I normally would pull out like a small tree or even a stuffed tree. But I'm like, I don't feel like pulling out anything. They don't need to come here because I have not one iota of Christmas up for them to see. I got Christmas from Missouri Star from last year sitting here. It's that ornament. I like it. I just leave it out because it's pretty. But I'm like, I don't feel like doing all of that. Sue GSD is here saying 185 days until the fun begins. Merry Christmas, tea, and quilting family. Well, thank you, Sue. 185 days until 2024's quilt retreat is here. Jeff says, we're just making chicken noodle soup here at our house. Yeah, chicken noodle soup is actually really good when you're sick. Or chicken and rice, either one. If the different herbs that are put into it really make you feel better. Janine Pfeiffer, welcome to the chat as well. Says Merry Christmas from Central New York. So welcome, welcome to the chatting. She's making lasagna for Christmas dinner. That's what my sister, that's the side my sister has, is lasagna. And nobody had anything green, so that, and I didn't want to do green beans, so I decided to do broccoli. They either eat broccoli or they don't. I'll bring my broccoli back home and put it on a salad. I love warm broccoli on a cold salad, which is so weird, but I do. Sue Hubby and I will be grilling steaks for Christmas dinner. Joe Carmel Perkins is here. Nikki says, Miss T, my mom wants to know what cruise line your trip is on. It's on Holland America. I've never been on that line. I've normally used Royal Caribbean all the time in the past. All my other cruises. Leah Bryant's here. Welcome, welcome. So welcome everybody. So we got quite a few things to go through. Vanessa Brown, hi and welcome. I wanted to just show you what I got for quilty gifts. And I'm just going to start with what happened last night. We were at Quilt Guild and we did two things. We have raffle basket every month. And so you buy raffle tickets. You buy $1 per ticket, or you get 6 tickets for $5. So I bought 6 tickets for $5. I normally only buy a ticket $1 or $2 because I don't normally win drawings. But I ended up winning like third, something like that. They have like a main prize that's like valued at $50, and then they had like even 2 or 3 more that were kind of, you know, they were still more value than just a fat quarter. So these socks originally were like $15 if you were buying them, you know, straight. I don't know what they paid for them, but that's what they would cost. But I ended up getting these socks because what I wanted was already gone. I got the socks in my face, but they got the scissors on them, and I thought that was cute. I'm always liking to sport anything that's craft related, and I love socks. I'm actually a sock person as well. I like merino wool socks because you can wear them all year round, and if you're allergic to wool, you most likely wouldn't be allergic to that wool. So because I can't wear regular wool. Thanks, Benita, saying cute socks. And then I won these 2 I chose these 2 fat quarters for Christmas instead of getting regular fabrics because somebody sent me an email talking about, do you have any scrap Christmas fabrics? And it's like, nope, because I ain't made no projects. But I probably got a few, but not a whole lot. But I thought that I would just select those. And then just for being there at the admissions table, they gave everybody, they had these little panels and they just cut them and made little thin mug rugs out of them. Just did really quick quilting because, you know, somebody, 1 person, 2 people probably made 40 of them. I don't know if Jeff was involved in this. He's on that committee, membership committee. And then 1 person brought in M&Ms. We have like a potluck, and 1 person brought in M&Ms in an ornament container. So I just got 1 because it was cute. You know, got to get it. And then we played, I don't know what you call it, Dreidel? Jason, help me. What game was that we played? And then we used the chocolate coins. I'm pulling off the tape that's on my machine, although I'm probably going to have to use new tape anyway. But we ended up doing, using gold coins to play the game with. And I don't see, it was the Jewish game where you play with the little spinner toy and then it tells you whether you put in. Okay, thank you. He says I was right. So, and then Jeff and I ended up tying at our table for the game. So that was cool. And then we also played the left-right game. I took about 10 of the Villa Rosa patterns. I can't remember what number. I'm just going to guess and say 10. I gave 1 of my little refrigerator magnets and a Teaquilts pen. And I put that into a bag for mine. And then this is what I got once we played the left-right game. It's like a 5 fat quarter bundles of fabric. It looks like it's the ticket from Joann's or something like that. The thing was to not spend over $10 and or have something from your home. So that's what this one is. Oh, I also won this too. I got it because it was a stripe. Even though it's Christmas, by the time it's on the border of a quilt, I got to make another blue quilt. I thought maybe this would be good. It's got some hockey in it, so it's got like a snowflake in here, and that's it. That's all the Christmas it represents. So it's more winter to me. And then hockey is played in the winter, so this would be great for the binding on that quilt. That's why I picked that. So I won 4 out of my 6 tickets were winners, which was really good. So that was that. Just try to put everything back in the bag so I can move it out easier. And then I had my small group meeting. 2 people didn't have their gifts ready. I gave them a wall calendar, and then I also gave them the purple bag here that you use to put your scraps in, but I also use them for drawings and collecting stuff, anything else I can think of. So one person gave the Santa apron. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it or not. I'm not really a Santa person, so I got that. Just trying to get to the bottom so I can start putting stuff back in. This is just the bag bottom. Then this came from one person, 5 fat quarter bundles. They're like batiks that's got gold metallic on top. So 5 of those. I'm not gonna open it up. And then some Embrace Every Sip of Swiss Miss. So some, I don't know if it's, yes, it's milk chocolate. I thought it was hot chocolate. It's hot cocoa mix. That's what I thought it is. So I like that. So that's cool. And then in this other bag, some of us like hot stuff. We're always eating jalapeno peppers. And so one person gave us this Vidalia onion picante hot sauce. And I'm thinking this is out of Iowa. When I think of Vidalia, I'm always thinking of Illinois because of where I rent my bus from. And then somebody also gave strawberry jalapeno jam. So that's cool. And I think those were, it was purchased. They didn't make it. And then 1 fat quarter. So it's cute, just squares. All right. And then 2 people didn't have theirs ready. One was had worked on some of them and had them for some of the people. I told her not to worry about mine. I live the closest to her out of everybody else, and so I was like, if you get it done, you get it done. If you don't, you don't. And then my dear friend Jason, we were trying to do a road trip to go visit Kevin at Homestead Hearth Quilt Shop. That didn't work out, so we ended up going to Illinois to Itching to Be Stitching. And I've been riding around with like a Visa gift card for like 2 years, and I'm like, girl, you need to use this thing. So I had like $60-something and some change. I had written it on there because if you don't know the exact amount, they'll deny it. So I ended up just going and buying some cork because I don't know why, but in my head I keep thinking I'm gonna get back into making bags. You know, I had made the little cork wallet, so maybe that's what inspired me. This is kind of like a sea green or a sea foam color. I don't want to tear this bag up, and it doesn't have an open and close, so it's kind of difficult to see. And it's got some gold specks. Cork is high. That's all I can say. This is by Sally Tomato Cork Fabric, 18 inches wide, 25 inches long, and this thing is $26, okay? This piece of vinyl, I just liked it because it was teal and it's solid, 18 by 25 again, but it's only $12. It's for a solid. And I have a lot of vinyl that's like 8.5 by 11, 9 by 12. But when you need big pieces for some projects, I don't have big pieces, so I decided to get those two for big pieces. This one here is 18 by 15. It is by, who was this other one by? Hold on. That was Sally Tomato as well. This one is a different company. Gotta read the back, small print. Bellagio Enterprises. I don't know. It's got that speckled gold on here as well. When that happens, it normally costs more. This was $13. And then this one, you can't hardly see it, but it's like a chocolate brown color with some of the gold. If you can see it right there on there as well. So I just didn't want to open this stuff up. It's all nice and contained, and I want to keep it that way. And then I also did not do the Illinois Shop Hop, but I decided they got the books that were normally $12, $11.50. So I ended up just buying a book for $6. And if you're local, Jason says that Also Personal has them for $5. But by the time I would have driven to Also Personal, it would have been more than another $1. So I just bought it there. But I like the Shop Hop books because not only is it giving you the shop information or on most of the shops, it's not all the shops, it's only the participating shops, but you have some patterns in there as well. You get to see what people are doing with them. You can use them from year to year. You don't have to wait because they're using a lot of the Shop Hop squares, and so you can use any of the quilts for that. It doesn't have to be one made for your state. And then it's one more bag somewhere. Oh, it's under my feet. I had one more store Jason and I went to. So that was Itching to Be Stitching in Staunton, Illinois. And Jason had told me that he had never been to Rosemary's quilt shop in Highland, Illinois. So then that was our next journey. And I really wasn't planning on buying too much. I just wanted Jason to go see it. And then when we get there, I'm like on the parking lot go, they did tell you that it's a house, didn't they? He go, yeah, I knew that. I'm like, okay. So he wouldn't be disappointed because when you're used to going into big open floor plan quilt shops and then you go into a house and it's like going room by room and she's got like a circle that you go around in a house. And so, but he knew, so it was okay. But she is one of the nicest quilt stores in the metropolitan St. Louis area, although she's located in Highland, Illinois. And so it was always a pleasure. She talked about, you know, it took her a minute, I think, to realize that she knew me. I don't think she could tell you my name. Because when I first came in, I told her about how long it had been since we've been there, how we had a couple of retreats at her place, because at her house, she hosts retreat for like 6 people as well. And it took her a minute to realize who I was or who I was with, the group of people. And then she was like, I miss you. You all need to come back. And I go, well, yeah. I said, that's what I was telling you. But anyway, Jason and I were in there and I was trying to think of something to buy. And I was like, okay, let me just buy some of the Kona cottons that I need for the Fabulous pattern. So Jason and I both decided to get these 3. So I didn't probably need to buy red because I'm sure I got plenty of red. But I just, you know, it was $8 a yard. I just decided to go ahead and buy something in her store. Like I said, she's always such a pleasure to be around. So we got this aqua color. We got red. Very pretty red. And then we've got this orange. And so she had like some of every color in there, but they weren't the right shades. You know, Kona has so many different colors that you can only do so many of them at one time. And then you have to sell some stuff before you can, you know, replenish, because the area that she had her Kona in was filled. So ended up getting some Kona solid, so a start on the Fabulous. Then we decided to go down into the basement, which is where I should have went first. Then I probably wouldn't have bought Kona cotton. I got this piece that's only 5/6 of a yard, which is a weird calculation, 5/6 of a yard. Oh my goodness. And it's turned sideways. So I just like this. I took it out and saw that the trees were upright like this. I have no idea what I would do with this, but I just like the trees. Thought it was really pretty. And like I said, it was in the clearance section in the basement. And it was $8 a yard. So less than $8, hopefully. And then this was also in the basement. Let's take the top off the top of this. This is by Benartex. I was trying to see if it was Kansas Troubles. Yes, so it is one of their other lines. And then it is the Luminous Blooms fat quarter pack. And it's 17, let me make sure. 17 fat quarters in here. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get that. Its regular price was $56. And she had it on sale for $36. So I told you all, whenever I can get fat quarters right around the $2 rate for top quality fat quarters, that's what I do. So we got that floral, more floral, that. And I don't know if I'm going to make a quilt with it, but I just thought, you know, for the price, I just went ahead and got it since it was in the basement. Right there. Very pretty, because I don't need any florals, but I'm like, this is a really pretty line. And it'll make a nice fat quarter quilt. Maybe I should make Fabulous out of this. Not Fabulous. Not Fabulous. D2M out of this. That's what I should do. So I checked out and everything, was minding my own business. Then I'm standing there watching Jason check out and look down and see this fabric this pattern that's called Zip Line. And in the Missouri Shop Hop, I went into one of the stores in the Missouri Shop Hop, and they had this Flying Geese fabric with this stripe on the side. That's all one piece of fabric. That's just a continuous stripe on yardage. I love the colors of that. It was black with all the rainbow colors. So I ended up buying all of that fabric, what was left on the boat, probably over 6 yards. And then when I looked down and saw this pattern, I'm like, OMG, there's a pattern for that fabric. And so I went ahead and bought this. I had just, Jason said, just add it to my order, and then I gave Jason cash. But, yeah, this is pretty cool. I can't wait to get that fabric out now and make this real simple quilt. And then I'll still have a lot of it left, because it only uses 1 5/8 yard of fabric for this pattern that is 50 by 66.5 inches. So yeah, I was really happy to see that. So this is one of the first times I bought a pattern for regular price with no, well, I do have some intention of using it, but I normally don't. I always try to buy stuff when it's on sale, unless I'm at the quilt show, because you ain't gonna get nothing on sale at the quilt show. You can forget it. All right, so that's it for that. And we're at 8:33. We're doing great with time today. I haven't seen one message, so let me go back a little bit. Ooh wee. Last thing I saw was Vanessa Brown. No, it was Benita with the saying she liked the socks. And Jason. The corns are called Guilt. Okay. Thank you. Anita J is here. Welcome to the chat, Anita J. How do you play the left-right game? There is many different, I want to say poems like, because they're telling a story, and then they'll say somebody went left, and then they went right back to the left. And then you have to, whenever you hear right or left, you pass it right or left. Now, if you're in a small group, like say 4 people or something, they also use the word across in some of them. But we ignored the across because we had at least 40 people playing this game going around in this circle, okay? So we weren't going to do no across, because if you went across, it would have been a hot mess. So we were all circling around tables and through tables and everything else. So, but it's just basically, you can look it up and you can use, sometimes they have Christmas stories with the left rights. It can be they probably got them for all types of events, a left right game. So that's what that is. Sheila Willis is here saying good evening to everybody. Lana's reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. You got a lot of awesome goodies. Thank you. Yes, I did, Benita. Sheila says she was late trying to do some of her cooking. I'm making chicken broth now. Rochelle Sears is here. Thank you, Lana. Erling Butler is here. Michelle says, I love cork bags. I bought myself one that has a print of an Italian village. Okay, on it. It was so unique. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, they really didn't have a whole lot of them that I like. I was just trying to spend the gift card because I'm tired of carrying it around. I keep forgetting to use it when I'm out. And Jason says it was so much fun. Yes, we also went to a restaurant that just had we didn't even know the name of it when we said we were going to stop there. It just said good food on the sign. And it's like, okay. Because we were trying to find somewhere to have breakfast in Staunton area. And we didn't want to go like to McDonald's or Burger King. We actually wanted to go to a smaller family-owned restaurant type thing. That's what we wanted. So, we went there and the food was pretty decent. The only thing I could talk about was that they said that their hash browns were crispy, and they were not crispy. They were really soggy. But that was the only thing that I could complain about. But the service was good. The place was nice, and I would most definitely go back. It was nice, and the prices were very reasonable too. Jason saying that would be a very pretty pillowcase. What was she smoking when she measured that, laughing out loud? That's a good deal for those fat quarters. Rent paid. Very pretty fabric haul. Hey, Patricia Priest, the winner of the Quiltmas quilt. For those that don't know, thank you, Remos, reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Watching doesn't match the thumbs up. Show your love and support. Don't be afraid. We don't bite. Subscribe, trust, and believe. You won't be disappointed. Well, thank you, ma'am. Good night, Mona. And I think that's it for right now. All right, so I probably won't be reading too many more of these messages. What I'm going to be working on tonight is, I don't even know the name of this pattern. Let me look and see. We're going to be working on a wallet, and I had made this wallet a couple years ago, and I thought that I would be back to this and had done a video by now, and I have not. And that's because my wallet is holding up very well. This is my wallet that I made a couple years ago, and it's called the Striped Wallet by Sweet Pea Embroidery Designs. And this is the back of it. And this is mine. I got stuff in here. So I'm going to hold this on the side just so you can see. It's got plenty of stuff in here. Receipts in the front. All the credit cards, driver's license stuff in the front. So it has two pockets down here. And then what I liked about it is that it has this zipper pocket, which is where I keep my coins. And sometimes I'll put my larger bills in here if I don't want that to show. And I like that it's zipped. I had at one point made my family the pattern from Atkinson Designs, the little wallet pattern, and I made modifications to it as well to stabilize everything, stitching, top stitching, because a lot of the patterns don't tell you to do the extra work. They want to try to put the instructions as condensed as possible. So I made this wallet, and then I forgot how to make it. I always give my mom cash for Christmas. My mom doesn't need any whatnots or anything because she's trying to get rid of stuff herself. But I noticed that she was using one of my Atkinson wallets that I haven't even made in about 7 years or more. When I would make them for everybody in the family, and people would pick their fabrics and all of that. And it's like, you know what? I don't feel like doing that anymore. So I had bought this Sweet Pea wallet. I've never seen it sewn up online, so I thought I would just sit here and sew it with you guys today. But let me show it to you where it's not full of everything. It's already got my mom's money in here. So you have, and I just used blue for the background, and then you have a pocket here that you can put cards in, and you can put more than one card. That's what I like about this, and that's why I didn't like the cork wallet that I made. I was trying to use the cork wallet to give to my mama for Christmas. She would you know, like curse me out, okay? But this one, it kind of, when you fill this in, it's bigger than a credit card. Let me show you with something. I'll show you with this gift card you can't use because you got to know the balance, the remaining balance. So if you have this gift card and then you put it in here, that went in here so easy. I slid it down and it still got like an inch of space left. That's what I like, because that's going to be where you're going to be taking up, putting in more than one. See how my whole hand is in here? Hands all in the back. That's how you can stack more than one card. So in the front, I tend to put the stuff that I use on a regular basis. Driver's license, credit card, bank card, gift cards. And then in the back, I put like my insurance. I used to have like the COVID card, my doctor's, my medical insurance card, and then you got your dental cards. I got my rec center when I go in there. So different things. Anybody that gives out punch cards, I have all of that stuff that I put in the back. Car insurance card in the back, but I always keep that one in the back in the front. So yeah, I like this wallet, and I like that it had a zippered coin pouch, whereas I had to modify the one that I had from Atkinson to keep the coins in there. And so I was like, you know, I hadn't made that in so long that I don't forgot all the modifications to that. So this one was nice because I can make it just straight in the hoop. Oh, and then on the inside, you do have a piece of fabric that's on the inside. Take the money out. I already got her money in here. And so you could, you know, sometimes people like to put light colors in here so they could see what's in here. But I just use a print in here so that if it gets dirty, I don't like using white. Yes, it's nice to be able to look in your bag and find everything, but white also shows all the dirt once it gets used. So I just like to go ahead and put some kind of print in there. But I just got her money in here. So that's what we're going to sew today. It's let me make sure. Hey, Joan E. She says, I like that wallet. Can't hardly pull out my credit card out of mine. It sticks. And the reason why I like this is I do carry tote bags when I'm going somewhere. I'm going to be walking around where I'm going to be collecting stuff. I put it in my tote bag or my backpack. What I like about these is that it's a little bit, it's bigger than the Atkinson wallet, but it still fits in my pocket. I can put it into the pants pockets of my leggings. If they got pockets, put them in the back pocket of my jeans. And so I can still put this in my pocket, and then I hook my keys up on my waist. If I got jeans, I hook my keys up onto my waist thing. And I just take this and my keys, and I'm ready to go with my phone. And then I have some of these new workout pants have all these different pockets in different places, and I have side pockets, so I have my phone in my side pocket. I don't care about being bulky. I care about not leaving my stuff when I go. I make sure I have all of it pocketed, and then I don't have to worry about my purse going in and out of it. I just take this wallet, my keys, and my phone, and then I don't have to worry about a purse. Now, crossbody bags are nice for that too. But so that's what I've been. Let me put this back in here because it's got the amount of this gift card left. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to show you that. So you're going to need some masking tape. That's why this is up here. The masking tape dispenser. Hey, Mary F. You're going to need a zipper that's at least 6 inches. They all this size. I buy them in bulk. And so I don't care what size I cut them down to. I'm not going to, this wallet, you want to use the smallest zipper you can. So I wouldn't use like the zippers you buy on a roll because they're a little bit fatter, especially if you're going to be putting it in your pocket. I already got all of my fabrics cut. And then these are folded in half. So these are folded in half, 2 pieces. And like I said, this is an embroidery design by Sweet Pea Designs. So that's 2 pieces of fabric. You also need 2 more pieces of fabric. These are your pocket pieces. This is going on the opposite sides of your zipper pocket. And then this is the back side, inside of the zipper pocket. So I don't care if it even matches the rest of my fabric. I just want to make sure it's a bright color so I can see in it or something, or if I can, or print. I don't want it to be white, but you could make this white if you wanted to. What else do we need? Stabilizer. I have a hoop I'm using. This is a machine embroidered pattern, not a sewing pattern. So I do need have a hoop, and you do need to have hooped on the first hooping. This is a 2 hooping design. On the first hoop, you need to have some tearaway stabilizer or water soluble stabilizer. I don't use water soluble stabilizer because if you don't rinse it all out and then they get it a little wet, especially if you're giving it as a gift, it's going to be real gunky. You know what happens with water soluble stabilizer when it doesn't get totally wet and all rinsed out? If they accidentally spill some water on it, it's going to feel really funny, and I don't want that to happen. So I use tearaway because you're not going to get it all out. Some of it's going to be left in there. So I'm going to put that on my hoop just to get it out the way for right now. And then you're also going to need a piece of cutaway. And I have had, what did I do with it? I want you to see this. I have had this cutaway for a long time, and I bought it when it was on sale. I probably bought about 10 of these, and they're just smaller than everything else, but I probably only paid $1 for the whole container. Somebody probably had it and was getting rid of it. And so when I stitch certain things together, I just go ahead and stitch with my step zigzag stitch. Don't use just a regular zigzag stitch anytime you're combining something, because you're going to end up with holes. You can see this is solidly put together, no pulling in between the spaces. A step zigzag stitch is the best thing to use to combine stabilizer. This is cutaway. And then I also have batting here that I'm using the scraps from squaring off my quilts. When I use 100% cotton, if it's bigger than a couple of inches, then I'll go ahead and keep it, and I'll piece those little pieces for when I'm doing projects like this. And then this one calls for 6 pieces of striped fabrics because it's the stripe, or for your stripes because it's called the striped wallet. I'm going to try something different today. Where's my other piece of fabric? I have no idea. I got a backup somewhere. Make sure it's not on. I don't know what happened to the backup piece of fabric. But I'm going to try something different. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's on here, okay? I'm going to try to use this panel and have it come out on the front snap side, which means it needs to be behind my zipper when I put it together. So I'm hoping that I can get this put together and this won't be upside down. If it is, it is what it is. But I'm going to try, because I'm like, what happens with directional print? And I'm going to try to ignore some of the stuff where they're telling me to stitch and see if that works as well. So we're going to find out if I can do this or not. So this is going to be interesting, okay? Put this back up here. So the first step we got to do is just print the placement line for the zipper, because that's going to be the first thing that gets put on. And sometimes, you see how I have this extra stabilizer? What I'll do is move my design up in my hoop, all the way up as far as it will go. And then I just leave, I just cut off like a wad of stabilizer, and then I use it until it won't get used anymore. And then if it's a piece that's only like 2 inches smaller from me being able to hoop it again, then I'll take it and put it together with the step zigzag and use it anyway. So I'm always trying to save stabilizer. So we're going to go ahead and tell this to start. It's going to start printing some lines for me to place this zipper on. And I'm going to try, the zipper pull is going to be to the right, but I'm going to hoop it to the left because it's going to be turned upside down when it's put together. So it'll end up on the right. It's weird, I think. So normally I just leave this in here working the hoop and get it done, but I'm going to take it out so you all can see what's going on here. So it just stitched out those 3 lines. And this is, that center line is where I'm going to place my zipper, and I'm just going to center it in the hoop. Your zipper just needs to be at least 7 inches as a minimum in order to do this, so that you can have room to have your zipper pull outside the zipper. So I'm just going to lay this up here, center it as best I can. I got a long zipper, so it doesn't really matter. And then I'm just going to take this zipper down onto my stabilizer. Dorsey's reminding people to hit the thumbs up. So this is the masking tape that I've used, and it's going to stitch through the masking tape in the center. The other ones on the end, I got it 4 out that it's not going to matter. That way I can reuse my tape if I need to. So this machine, sometimes when it starts stitching, it will unthread itself instead of doing the tack stitch. So I always just pull the thread a little bit, and then it's going to stitch. It's going to stitch the zipper down onto the stabilizer. It just got through stitching that one. I'm going to let it jump, and then I'm going to stop it so that I can raise this feed dog and pull this thread so it don't come out. Now, when I'm quilting, when I'm doing the batting, I don't have to do this. But if it doesn't have anything to catch this thread, they cut it so short that it wants to come out. So I just stop it, pull the thread a little bit, because otherwise I'm going to have to rethread the whole thing. All right. Hi, Ingrid Bowers. Priscilla Stevenson, welcome back. Patty Bespoke says Merry Christmas to everyone. Darcy saying thumbs up when you get in, or before you get in, or when you leave. But hit the thumbs up. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Good night, Deborah. Linda Denton's here. And Mary says, I'm poop. I'll rewatch later. All right. So all it did, you can tell by the tape in the middle that it just stitched that zipper down. You can see the stitching there. Everywhere else, the thread just kind of blended in. Okay. So I'm going to pull up this middle tape. Well, I'm going to pull up this. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to have to tear this one off. And then I sometimes keep them to see if I can reuse them somewhere. Because now we've got to lay our fabric down. So I'm just sticking them on my machine for right now. So I have 2 pieces that are folded in half. like this, and I want the biggest part. Right now it's going to put the zipper, doing the zipper up at the top. So I'm just going to put this down centered as best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect because they got this fabric cut super big. And then I'm going to take this thread, not this thread, this tape, and I'm going to tape this back down so that I've now got the fabric and the zipper taped down on one side. I need to put this on the other side. I just don't want it to move. And now I'm going to pull up just the bottom half and tape that part down. And I'm going to do that to the other side. So I'm recycling the tape that I've already had. When I'm putting this tape back down, I'm making sure that I'm putting tape onto the stabilizer, fabric, and the zipper. So everything is touching the tape. And then in the middle, I just use those little pieces where it cut itself apart. I just go ahead and use them one last time. Right there. See, I got them all stuck on the machine here from the last time I did it. But let me show you how it's taped. Because in the hoop projects kind of confuse people. And I don't have to pin this up because it's going to be laying flat. But right now I'm just going to hold it. I just want you to see how it's taped. Okay. Put this back in on the frame here. Move my zipper so it doesn't get caught trying to get in that line. I'm going to pull my bobbin thread, my top thread, so it doesn't come out. Put the needle down, and it's going to stitch the zipper on both sides. It's going to stitch the fabric to the zipper on both sides. And then the next step is going to tell me to do a triple stitch. So I'm just going to do both of those stitches at the same time. The triple stitch is just going to make sure that it is secure. And I really, like I said, this wallet has not torn up. I've torn up some Atkinson's wallets faster than I've torn up these. So this is pretty interesting. One thing I did do that they didn't tell you on these pockets, when I get there, we'll talk about these. Let's just stitch these down first. Because that's the only change I made with this pattern so far. I just like to watch in the hoop projects to make sure nothing weird's gonna happen. So it just stitched the side away from me. It's gonna come now and stitch the side closest to me. I'm hoping it doesn't unthread. It didn't move that far. And I still like to be paying attention, make sure nothing moves. Okay, so now it's stitched the bottom piece that I put on because I put two pieces. All it's going to do now is going to do it wanted to make sure everything's stitched right before it goes and do a secure stitch. So it's going to stitch directly on top of the stitch that it just did, but it's going to do that triple stitch where it goes up, back, up, up, back, up, up, back, up, up. You know, the triple stitch. So that's what it's going to do now. I'm not going to take it out for that. I'm just going to pull my tail out so it doesn't get stuck in there from the first stitching. So it's doing the triple stitch. So now we can talk about this while that. They just have you fold this fabric in half. This is the fabric for the pockets on my wallet. I just did what they said. What I like is that I have used some of my little scraps left over from doing the t-shirt quilts. This part's going to be trimmed out. I just used some scrap SF 101 to put one piece of stabilizer in the middle of my pocket fabric. So that way they'll be a little bit more sturdy. If you want them stiffer, you could do that. But you don't want it too stiff because the machine's got to stitch through all of this. So I can understand why they didn't put any interfacing in here, but I always like things to be stabilized. So I put it in mine. And then the other thing that I did was they just tell you to fold this in half and press. I did top stitch. You can't see it on that one, but you can definitely see it in the yellow on here where I've top stitched this, because on my wallet it's not top stitched, but on my mom's it is. And on this wallet I'm making one, so I'll be ready when I'm ready to switch it out. I already have it made. So hey Terry. So now I can take this out, show this to you right here. All right. So now it's just going to secure everything along the outside edge. And so it's going to, might stitch through the tape. If I don't have it out far enough, that's fine. I don't have to worry about the insides for right now. I'm just going to go ahead and let it stitch the outside. I don't think I need to add anything here, but let me just make sure. I got my book with all my projects and stuff in it. So I don't forget. So it says turn the hoop over. Wait a minute. We just stitched the open zipper. Okay, I gotta open the zipper halfway before I do that stitching. That's why it's a good thing to read. So let me take this off so I can show it to you. I just took the tape off by the zipper pull side. So I took this tape off. I need to open this zipper pull, and because it's already stitched in, the zipper isn't going to move and go anywhere because it's stitched down to the interfacing. So I just need to move that zipper slide inside, which I have. You can see the zipper is open, the pull is right here, and then I'm going to tape this edge back down just so that nothing is flopping. You do not want your foot to get caught in anything when you're doing in the hoop projects. It's very easy for your machines to get stuck. So yeah. Glad I decided to look in the book. All right. So let me figure out where I was. Open that up. They retaped. And then they stitched the border around. So now it's ready to stitch the border. I'm going to pull my thread a little bit so I can get the tail. And we're going to just hit go. It's going to stitch all around the rectangle, the big rectangle around the outside. T, what is your... My thread broke or... Oh, my needle broke. It broke when it hit the zipper. Every once in a while with a plastic zipper, you can break a needle. I'm trying to break the bobbin thread. When things don't sound right, something is wrong. I wanted to break my bobbin. My little needle just broke. Okay. I'm trying to just get the needle part. It's just hanging on for dear life. I don't want it to go anywhere it shouldn't go. Let me leave it on here and just cut this string. Hold on. Now this didn't happen while I was sewing, but see how things happen during the live? I'm trying to keep it on this tail so I don't drop it anywhere in my room. Have to see which drawer I got baby lock in. Not that one. I know the top one is Bernina. Singer is on that one, so that's not it. I'm looking for the key to the baby lock. It's got a little weird connection. I don't see it right now. all these different machines got different size screws, and then you got to go hunt them down when you have issues like this. It just happened to hit right in the zipper. That's exactly where it broke. Okay, I wonder if the Bernina one will fit. No, that's a straight. Let's see if I can just, here it is. Nope, that's not it. It's like this little white thing, but it's fatter. Well, let's see if it'll work though. Yeah, it'll work. Come to a screeching halt. Issues and concerns. Okay, we're going to use a Smith's embroidery needle. Smith's embroidery needle. This is a size 11. What's the other size? Are they all the same? Yep, 11s. I got a lot of them. Yep. So that's what we're going to put in there. Make sure I got it straight. And tighten it a little bit. 1/4 of a turn. Alright. So, whenever your machine embroidery and your thread breaks, you got to back up. So I'm going to back up about 30 stitches maybe. I got to thread the needle still. It looked like it might need more than 30. Okay, here's my thread. Come down into the needle threader. Thread the needle and pull it just a tad longer. And then I'm going to back this up about 100 stitches. Oops, that's too many. Plus 10. So you can go back to where you want to start. And I could possibly break another needle, you know, if it hits that zipper just right. So I didn't have that problem before, but I'm having it now. Use these scissors to cut threads. So I have a little thing to put my needles in, like a film canister. It's just in my sewing bag because I got it packed. So I need to get another one out. But I do have a container to put them in. That's why I was just tying it. And then I stuck it into the mat that's on my desk. This right here is a rubber mat. It's just sticking right here ready for me to put it in the canister. So I will make sure it's safe when I dispose of it. All right. So that part is done. So I think this next one is a placement line, but I'm just going to be putting this fabric down wrong side up because the inside's going to be under the zipper. But I want to make sure because I don't want to put it in the wrong spot. Okay. So I don't know what page we're on. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to put it on the bottom of the hoop. And the wrong side is going to be up because when you open the pocket, when you open this zipper up, you want to see the right side of the fabric as compared to the wrong side. But this is going on the underside of the hoop, wrong side up. So that's what we're going to do. And you need to tape this down so that it doesn't move. So I'll recycle my tape from the back that's on this machine. I just put one little piece in every corner because this fabric is cut so big. You could cut this fabric like easily 2 inches almost shorter, but at least an inch shorter than what they're telling you. So this is what I have on here now. Wrong side showing. This is my front. It already stitched. You see, this is no longer flopping up here at the top. It stitched that down when that rectangle stitch it just did. So we just put this back on. Make sure that it stays nice and flat underneath. And we're going to stitch that down. I'm going to pull my thread again until I start using batting. And put my foot down and tell it to start. It's going to stitch that line around the bottom, and it could give me a placement line as well, but I've already got it down, so I'm going to stitch both of them. I know where it's going now. So it'll get stitched down twice if I wanted to. Because it's stitching right in the same spot it already stitched in, so I already know where it's going to go. And hopefully it'll secure that other side where the needle broke and won't break again. Okay. What step am I on? I'm on number 7. Okay, so now we're going to do the pockets. We're doing the placement line for the pockets. This stitch does show. That's why I'm stitching with color thread instead of white. I do have white in my bobbin though. So I'm just going to push this back down. Let me push it back up so I can pull my thread out. Just a placement line. And we're getting ready to add the pocket pieces now. The steps are real detailed. Anita Good Design also does very detailed design instructions, and they seem to have copied that type of instructions where everything is shown to you by a picture with some words. And they even got... Sorry guys, we had a pause. I don't know what that was about. So this right here is that. Okay, so what it just did was on the back side, it stitched this section right here. So what it did was it put this stitching right here. So when you, this stitching right here, so when you put coins in the pocket, the coins don't come back this way. So it's stopping the coins from going all the way to the other end of the pouch. So it's closing that part off. And then when you open it, it's going to have that teal fabric on the inside. Right sides up because we put it in the hoop face down. You can't see it right now. I'll show it to you later because it's got the stabilizer underneath. So then it also now just stitched this placement line for me to place my pocket. So it's telling you exactly where, step by step, what to do. And that line is going to be for my largest, my top pocket. I'm going to just center it on. Everything's cut to the same width. So once you center your first 2 pieces, or your first piece, everything else goes after that. So I got it. That fold line is on the placement line I just showed you. And then I'm going to put this one on top because remember the wallet has 2 pockets. Right here, pocket number 1, pocket number 2. I'm just going to move it down a 1/2 inch. basically I'm putting all the raw edges together because I cut one pocket 1 inch longer than the other. And then this is where instead of using tape, I use some pins because I can get real close to the edge of the hoop because they got so much extra fabric here that I don't have to worry about these pins being in the way of the sewing. So I'm going to show it to you once I get it hooped. Trying to get this pin to come back up. It's going in, but it's not coming back up. There we go. So I just put 2 pins on the bottom. And then I'm going to go out here in the border because I know where the borders are. I'm going to put pins. I'm not using tape anymore because I know exactly where it's going to stitch. And I'm going to make sure my pins are not in the way. Since they got so much room on here, I'm going to utilize it. All right. So this is the zipper part of the wallet right here going to the raw edge. These are your pockets. You want your pocket folds facing towards your zipper, not turned the other way. You want your raw edges down here. And then I've gone and put these pins to hold those pockets down. This is an orange pin right here. And I put them outside of the stitching line. The stitching line is all the way in here. So that's not going to affect where it's going to stitch. I made sure that my pins are below the stitching lines, so I don't have to use tape. And I might still put a piece of tape right up on top of my pieces where it's going to go from one piece to the next so it doesn't pull them up. I'll put these are not big enough. Hold on. Let me get and I'll show you. I want to make sure that my hopping foot is not going to get caught. But I don't have to worry about trying to tape down that fabric and holding it on the side as well. So I just put some where it won't get caught in this, the fabric at the top. I'm going to leave that right there. Put this back. And this is all hooping number 1, guys. But it goes quick when you, like, it takes longer to videotape anything that you're doing. But like I said, they've got step-by-step instructions on how to do it as well. So now it's just going to stitch a upside down U because it's going to stitch the sides of the pockets and then the bottom. I forgot to pull my thread. Hopefully it stays. Still like to make sure everything stays secure, doesn't move. I don't leave in the hoop projects sewing and go in the kitchen. All right. And that's it for hooping number 1. So that's it for hooping number 1. I'm going to take all of this tape off. And I just put it on my machine so I can recycle it. No, I did freeze for a minute. It was out for like 30 seconds. I did freeze. I saw it pop up on my screen, but I hit reconnect and it reconnected. So it did do something a little weird. I'm pushing that zipper into the center now. Make sure it's all the way in the center since I've taken the tape off. I hope I put this zipper on here right. If it's a left pull zipper, I'm left-handed anyway, right? It's for me. All right, so again, just save and tape I don't got tape all over here as far as I want it to go. So I'm going to take these pins off. And we're going to unhoop this. And then I'm just going to trim it to the outside edges of the fabric because everything is 7 inches. So I'm just going to trim everything down with that. Oops, we got tape on the back. I like to recycle the tape if I can until I can't use it anymore. All right. So this is what it looks like. Just all the stuff, the pockets here now are stitched down here. It is stitched around the outside edge. So everything is tacked down. So I'm just going to rough cut, make sure we take out all the pins. We don't want to go into pins. And these are like my scissors. These scissors are paper and or fabric scissors. They're Fiskars, but I bought them to cut paper if I wanted to as well. But they've been cutting for years, paper and fabric with no problem. And I have not had them redone yet. And so then I now have this piece that I can use to hoop another hooping. And if it's slightly too small, I'll put these two pieces together and hoop that. So I keep everything until I'm finished with the project as a whole. I want to go back and trim off. I don't need to trim exact. We're just trimming to make it smaller so it's not so bulky. Because we're going to rotary cut this later. I'm just trimming it so we got a workable piece. All right. We're going to do hooping number 2 with the cutaway stabilizer this time. Cutaway stabilizer. This is the bottom. What are you doing? This is the top. I'm looking at it like it's barely fitting. And this was the two pieces was what I had put together the first hooping, and then I just added one piece onto the side. So I'm utilizing that small stabilizer. So now I've got cutaway stabilizer hooped, and it's actually going to have me place batting in the hoop. And I'm just going to center it. And I'm going to pull up design number 2. Pulling up the next design. And this one's going to be weird because I'm doing something that they ain't telling me to do. I'm trying to figure out if I don't want this stripe, can I use one piece of fabric or something? Maybe I'll be quilting the fabric. So that's what we're going to figure out next. How can we put this piece on here that I've got this power to the people thing here on my last 3 pieces? Well, technically 4 because I put the one piece on here already. So it has place for all the stripes. Now this one I'm going to sew, let me pull. It's going to sew a placement line for me to put my first strip. So I'm going to make sure my batting doesn't move. My light is not giving me a green start. Oh, you got to close your frame. I'm like, it's not giving me a green go button. Okay. It's stitching a placement line to tell me where to place this first fabric I'm about to put down. I'll take it out and show it to you. This one has 20 steps because it's normally 6 pieces of fabric. It's going to give you a placement line, then it's going to stitch the placement line down, and then you open it and fold it down, and then it tells you it stitches it around on the sides. And that's where I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this or not, but I'm going to try. So all it did on that whole piece of batting was just stitch that placement line. So I'm just going to put this fabric right side up, covering that placement line. And I'm going to pin it or tape it. I'm going to use pins because I know it's not going all the way out to the edge. So I'm using pins. And then I'm still going to watch it. Ouch. I don't think I have to pull the thread. Let's see if it works. Because it's on batting now. Let's see if the next line is a placement or a stitch line. It might give you another placement line. Let's see. I've turned many pages. So it just stitch fabric down, remove from the hoop, and trim 1/4 inch. I don't have to do that because I already made sure that mine was in there. And then it's going to stitch another placement line. So all I need to do is just hit stitch again. And it's giving a placement line for me to put this right side down, wrong side up. It's just like now machine piecing at your machine, because we're now piecing in the hoop. So we're going to put this one down. I'm going to just hold it, put it down, tell it to start. I'm just going to hold my hand on either side. Looked like it may have unthreaded. No, it didn't. I thought it had unthreaded, but it did not. And I'm going to take this off. I don't normally take it off when I'm here. I just fold my fabric down. But let me show it to you. So it just, I got 2 pieces of fabrics right side together. It just pieced this line for me. And then if I was still under the hoop, all I have to do is just smooth this down. If your fabric isn't pressed good or something, then you can just go ahead and use a little mini iron, something that will fit in your hoop. But I just fold it down and press it. And then it just kind of stay because I put starch in most of my fabrics anyway, but also these fabrics are batiqued, and so they already have a little bit more stiffness, so you can see how it's laying down there. So now what it's going to do is stitch the sides and the bottom of that fabric. You hit start. So it's like tacking down the edges. And then when it does that, it tells me to trim 5 millimeters, which is like less than 1/4 of an inch. And I already have that. You can see I don't have a whole lot, but if you're doing flip and sew, it doesn't matter how much material is under there left. So I don't worry about trimming it either. I try to place it. When I place it onto the placement line, I place it, and then if it's extra fabric left, I just let it go. Good night, Francis. Hi, Claudette Bettis. So I'm going to put this back on here because it's going to give me a placement line for the next piece of fabric. And guess what? It's the same line that just stitched. So I skip it. I don't worry about it. It's good for people, like say if you ever cut too close and then you cut your stitches, it's good if you need to have a second seam. I don't need that, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my next piece of fabric down here. Right sides together. And then I'm going to skip that stitch when I get a chance. Trying to make sure my piece is laying up here how I want it. Because I had to piece this just to get it to hold in the frame here. So I'm going to go over here to where I got my numbers, and I'm going to tell it to skip a number. And it's now just going to, it's going to jump because I'm moving it out of position. But it's going to start stitching. It's just going to slide down. I don't need all those extra stitches, so I ignore them. Those extra placement lines. They're in the same exact spot. So now what it wants to do is stitch. It just stitched these two pieces right sides together right here on this seam line. And then I'm going to fold that down. And now it's going to stitch the sides, but I'm only going to let it do the side. And then when it starts to go in, I'm going to cut it off. Because I don't want it to go through my my sign here. So I'm actually gonna stop it this time. I got a thread hanging here I want to get. Y'all know I can't stand thread tails. All right, so I'm gonna pin this whole thing down because I don't have. You would keep doing the strips, but I don't have 6 because I wanted this design on here. Praying to God it comes out right side up. All right. So I just pinned. It's going to stitch. It's going to stitch down the sides here. Down the side here. And then it's going to want to come across here, but I'm going to stop it. So that's what I'm going to do. I wanted to do fun sewing today instead of work sewing. I didn't feel like making half square triangles today. So we're going to let it go down, and then I'm going to stop it. It went down, went in a little bit. I'm just going to cut that out when I get through. I'm going to break this thread. And then I'm going to move it in the plus by 10s to get it back to the other side. Right here. So it can put it down, and then it can go back up the other side. All right. I'm actually going to now skip to the last strip of fabric and have it stitch the bottom edge and around the bottom part. The bottom side. So I just need to know what that number is. Because they have all the steps in here for you to do the stitches. 6 through 8. I want to go to number 17. So I'm going to skip. Skipping a lot of numbers. Because I put one big piece of fabric. 17 is what I want. I wanted to stitch the lower edge. take it out. It won't let me take you out. Okay. So there's still a little part because I didn't do the strips all the way in here. Like there is no stitching from here to there. And the same thing on this side. But when I stitch around this whole thing, it's going to take care of that. So what we're going to do, I'm losing my wallet, is we're going to take this piece and put it onto here. And I want the zipper where the hand is because that's the top. And then I want, see, the zipper is my top, my flap. And then it comes over. I want that hand to be sitting right here. So let's hope this is right. How to line this up is I take and use the corners from when it stitched around, did the rectangles when it was stitching around. I use that and poke pin into the corners, and that's how I know where my corners are. So I just poke pins in for right now. I don't put any of them in until I get my 4 corners situated. So I'm stabbing my corners and just pushing my pins in at this point. Got 2 more corners up here. And if my power to the people is upside down, it's just upside down. I tried to think about it. And if it's right, then I'll make sure I note it on the instructions so the next time I do this, I won't have this issue. So that's another corner. And we got one final corner to do here. All right. And I just pull everything down tight. I just have my pin sticking out, just poked in to make sure everything's lined up. And it's going to stitch right on the inside of the current lines. And then I just go and start putting in pins again to hold it all together. And then I'll take the pin out where I just pinned and go to the next one. Right here. So now I got everything pinned, and it's pinned right sides together. It's going to do 2 stitches where it's going to go around the whole rectangle, but it's going to leave me an opening where it's going to, for me to turn it inside out. They're going to do 1 stitch around so that it can make sure that everything is good. And then that second stitch is going to be that triple stitch again, where it's going to go through and stitch and really secure it down. I don't have one problem with this wallet. 2 years I've been using it now. So I'm really happy with how they're stitching it down. And this was my first Sweet Pea designs that I've stitched too. It's my first one. It's really thick. I'm going to pull the thread out. So it is thick. I'm going to tell you that. Because you got batting, 2 pieces of interfacing, and then your layers of fabric. And then I even added in the 2 pieces of SF 101. So I'm going to start this one up. And this, like I said, it's going to stitch twice. And I know exactly where it's going to stitch. It's going to stitch right inside the previous rectangles that it's been stitching. And it's also rounding the corners now. And now it's coming up to the point where it's going to do the back tack. And it's now asking me if everything is okay. It's ready to now to do that triple stitch. And I'm saying everything is okay. It can go ahead and do that. right. Hi, Katie, Greenland Quilter. I don't know. Maritza's Yarn and Crafts is here. Tiffany says, you know, I have yet to make any of the In the Hoop projects yet with my embroidery machine. Someday I will, but so far I get lost watching videos of it. You have to print. I don't normally print out the instructions all the time. I'll just put them on a flash and then bring my laptop so I don't have to print all these pages. Let's see how many pages this is. 19 pages of instructions. But you can just scroll through them if you don't want to print. But if I know I'm going to be making something again, I'll go ahead and print out the instructions. If I was only doing this one time, I would not. The first time I did this, I just used my laptop. But now that I'm making it now, I know that eventually my family is going to be wanting these. Maybe I might do them. It's a little bit more work than the ones I did with the Atkinsons, but I like these a lot better. They hold up better. So I went ahead and printed these out today when I did my first one, because I knew I was going to be making more than one, because I knew I was going to make myself another one as well. But I love In the Hoop projects. Darcy says, make sure you have given Tia a thumbs up. Thank you. Linda Denton's talking to somebody else. When you're talking to other people, I tend to ignore that. Oh, I don't have a printer. I would just use a laptop. Right. So I only print out because I know I'm going to do it again. So now it's all done. I'm going to show you where it left stuff open. I'm just going to take the pins out so I don't stick myself. Because I'm good at that type of stuff. Now, before I had stitched around this, I could have put a loop in here and did a button closure for this. But since I know I'm going to be doing snaps, I didn't do that. So you could also close it that way and hand sew a button on here. So now we have right here, this thread right here and to here. This is where they left it open for me to turn through this. So I'm going to take this out of the hoop and I'm going to trim 1/4 inch all the way around this outside edge. Leave it a little bigger right here so it's easier for me to tuck in. And we're almost done. Got a little bit of hand work because you got to close the opening up. Just gonna put this together so I don't lose it. Cut this off for a minute. Move this book out the way. And we're gonna turn this over. You can use scissors. Scissors is fine too. So I'll just use scissors. I'm just eyeballing 1/4 inch away. This is the side that's not open. You can use a rotary cutter if you want. I'm actually going to throw some stuff away, but I'm not throwing that stabilizer away. That's why I'm cutting the long ends first. All right. And now when I get here, I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger, just so that I got more fabric to work with. And then I'm also going to pull up any tearaway that I see, or cutaway that I can see, just to make it less bulky when I go to turn it. And I'm cutting close on the corner so I don't have to worry about doing the little nicks to turn. So this got so many stitches in it, it's gonna hold up really good. All right. So see, I can see tearaway right here. So while I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and Take out any tearaway. Cutaway, I don't worry about. But tearaway, it'll get wet and turn into paper. So if I see it, I try to go ahead and get rid of it. And it'll just tear right on your seam lines. So, got this little extra part here where I left some. I'm going to go in. I go into the seam allowance and take it out if I see it as well. If I don't, it's no big deal. But if I see it, I just go ahead and get it. Get what I can. Now that's stitched down, so I can't get it. All right. The other thing, once I turn this, is that it's going to be cut away in that zipper I couldn't get in. Remember that this fabric is back here, and it has stitched that fabric down, and that's to keep your whatever is inside of the zipper portion for coming down over the pockets into the back of the pockets. So I do like that they thought about that. So this is my opening to turn that it did not stitch. So I'm just going to go in here and turn this out. And these corners are so thick, I don't worry about trying to turn it where the corners, you know how you fold your fabric down and around to go, you turn it so that the corner comes out a little bit neat. These corners so thick, it's a waste of time to do that. That's why I just cut them really small. They got a lot of layers of fabric. And I got less layers in this one, although you'd never know it. Just from not doing all 6 of those things, I used 4 pieces instead of 6. And sewed one of them together. All right, so I'm using my fingers first to get it, and then I'll go with a corner turner. You know, my new toy. This thing does give you splinters too. So it does need to be sanded and finished. So I don't know who made these things, but they did not do a great job. This is the Missouri Star wood pointer. You can get some. I got splinters that came through the bag the first one I did. I'm being really careful now. And then I need to file it, and then I just didn't have time because I had to cook my meat. Get my meat stuff and then debone it. Got my chicken ready. I need to get this corner out because it's right at the corner. And I'm just making sure that the corners are out. I'm going to cut an iron on. Heat that up. So other thing I want to do is inside this zipper pocket, I can't get in here because the stabilizer is here. So I want to pull out this tearaway as well. And then back under here is also that tearaway stabilizer. I'm going to pull that out as well. You don't have to worry about being so precise on the inside because they won't see it on the inside. But now this I put in the trash. All right, turn it back out. Made the wallet a little bit thinner, taking out that stabilizer. I'm going to close this pocket up into the middle. because now I'm going to press so that everything is nice and flat. Hi, Sharon Rubin. So I'm going to just push in these seams. I left them just a little bit bigger than the other seams so that they would be easier to flip in. And then we just want to press that. Sometimes I'll just put the clips on here, which I'm going to press, and then I'm going to put some clips on it too, and then let it sit for a little bit because the clips will help. I will normally clip before I even press. So we just want to press this down. Flatten out the wallet. Turn it around. And I'm using steam. And then they got all of those outline stitches on here. I just tuck the outline stitches in just a tad because I know when it's stitched in a little bit. And then I'm just going to put clips on here. And that's the part I'm not going to show you here live because it's handwork. But let's see. Ooh, my hand's going the right direction. My label's in the right direction. So I just pressed it. I still have to hand sew. This is hand sewing. I clip everything. And I'm going to put clips on here while it still got some heat. Because I normally just clip it and let it set itself for about 5-10 minutes. It doesn't take long with the clips in here. And I just take out one clip at a time as I'm sewing it down. So, but once I do that, I'm not going to be able to fold it. So let me just put one more in here just to hold that. I was trying to hold it while the heat's still on it. But so once I sew that down, I open up this zipper pocket because I'm going to be doing snaps, and I can go in here and put my snap wherever I want it. And then also I'm going to go inside the bottom pocket, not both pockets, but the bottom pocket, and that's where I'm going to put my other end of my snap here. And that's going to make my wallet close. And then once I get it hand sewed, I press in this fold just so it knows it has memory of home. So this is how mine look. Isn't that cute? That is so pretty. And I was trying to make sure that my label, if I had let it do a full 3-strip here, my label would have been up here at the clear top, and I didn't want that. So that's why I was trying to control where my label fell. So let me show you one that's the one that I just did earlier today that's done, because I've hand sewed this side here, and you can't hardly tell. And this is the top part, and I did not put a tag on here, so I went and sewed it on later. So it's a little, you know, not as perfect as sewing it on flat. So I learned to sew my label on first, and then I went to put these two things on. I didn't have the right tool, so I'm gonna wait and do that. But you can put this wherever you want, and then it just snaps shut. You get it to snap. And then, oh, I got to push her zipper pull in. And then this is the front of my mom's wallet. And then when she opens it up, she sees my name inside. And she's already got her gift in here. So I didn't want to just hand her money. And I know that she's still been using a wallet that I made 7 years ago. And I'm like, this woman ain't kidding. She is using that wallet. So I wanted to get her another one. So that's for my mom. She'll get it on Christmas. And this one I have to finish up with handwork, which is boring. It's kind of like doing like a whip. It's like a whip stitch, I guess, where you go side to side because you want to close it up. It's not like a binding stitch because you don't want to leave a hole. So you have to go from side to side. So it takes a little longer. On the inside pocket, you can see where that teal fabric is now. So yeah, but isn't that pretty? I have to read the comments. Thanks, Patricia. She said you did awesome. Yes. But I like that. I thought I was going to have a whole lot more of it chopped off on the bottom. I was so glad I got more of it left. And if you buy this design, I made the small. I made the small size because I wanted to make sure that it fit in my pocket. And I have only made the small size. I have not made the other size because this is bigger than my other wallets that I made. But I like this a lot better with the zipper on the inside for my coins, because I was always losing my coins out of the Atkinson design wallet. But I used that wallet for 20, I don't know how many years that pattern's been out, but ever since that pattern's been out, I've been using this wallet. I do not have a regular wallet. This is my wallet, and I always have it in my pocket. Front pocket or my back pocket. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so I just need to hand sew, and then I'll do another press to get my center fold, and then I will decide where I want to put my snaps on here, and then I'll put my snaps on here. So, and like I said, this is my next wallet. This one here is not even tore up yet or even showing signs of wear, which I was surprised. Okay, I just found one sign of wear. You see this little white dot right there? That's the only sign of wear, and it's really big because I'm got this up close in the camera, but it's really like a pin dot. That's the only sign of wear I see on this wallet, and I just love it. Lurking and cooking dinner. She's doing taco salads. That's Katie Crafts. Hey, Katie. Thanks, Tiffany. Said you did a great job. Patricia says you did awesome. Nancy says, wow, you were good. You got to just follow the steps. And it's like so many steps. That's why I did. I'm glad that when I was confused that I went back to look. But I've also learned that you can skip some stuff. Hence, 3 pieces of fabric should be in the place of this one. Well, 3.5 technically, because I cut this blue one short. So 3.5 pieces of fabric should be in the place of this. And I'm always trying to figure out if I can do something else. Like I can just use one solid piece of fabric. I don't have to do any stripping if I don't want to. I'll have to go and use that outer edge, and it's always going to leave like that outer one that goes all the way around, but it leaves the opening. I would have to use that to tack that fabric down before I can move forward, which means it won't be all the way attached to the batting, which is I got my sides or a little bit short of not being attached on the batting, but I'm okay with that. I've been sewing for a long time. I know how to handle stuff. So I'm happy with the results of this. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my clips on here. Got a piece of tape in there I had to go get. So yeah, piece of masking tape. So I just put the clips on it, and then the clips make it want to stay. And then like I said, I only take that clip off when I'm sewing like the next stitches before it. I don't take it off early. And it works very well. It just does. I couldn't fold it down good if I had put all the clips on it for you guys. So that, and then just some plastic snaps to close, and that's it. Very nice. Very nice. I may have to make another one for my daughter. Last minute, okay? These last minute Christmas gifts. Darcy says your hand on there looks perfect. Thank you. Benita says very nice, Miss T. Have you received a package from me yet? You know what? I forgot all about that. Yes, I have received some stuff. I had brought that in here too and forgot. It came yesterday, and then I went today, and there was 2 other things in there. So let's open all of this. I got 3 things here. Thank you, Benita. All right. This is a from, it don't have her name on here, but it's from Dee Dee. This is from Dee Dee Hansen. OMG. She made one. When people hand make stuff, I tend to hang it up here on the side and just leave it there all year. I got ornaments hanging up there. But Dee Dee always making something pretty. It looks like this year she's recycled gift cards, which is a great thing. And it looks like a linen kitchen towel. And then she's got a decorated tree. Isn't that pretty? She always does such beautiful work. She should have signed the front of this. That is really pretty. She says, Merry Christmas to you and your family, T. Dee Dee Hansen here in Michigan. Yeah. So thank you, Dee Dee. So that came. I'm not going to put it back in there because it's going right up on the board. I got all the cards up there that I've gotten. I think Joe Carmel, Kevin. I can't remember them all. I got 2 more people that sent cards, I think. And then this is from Rose. I know what this is. For someone special at Christmas, thinking of you with lots of love and a big thank you to God for the special person he made you to be. Isn't that a pretty card? Very pretty ornament card. And then she says, thank you to a wonderful lady. You rock. Enjoy. And then 32. So she's paying. I knew she was paying for what she owed. I didn't know it was something else in here. So I hope your Christmas is filled with blessings, the kind you're so good at giving. Have a joy-filled Christmas. Be blessed. Love you, Rose. Oh, thank you. Thank you. OMG. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So she's paying a bill and then she added some extra in there. So I'll just sit that up there. These are going to go up there once I get off the live. So thank you, thank you. Thank you, Benita, for reminding me because I got it back there with the Christmas stuff. All right. Where's these paper and fabric scissors at? I know I be killing y'all when I'm using fist scars to cut open stuff. But that's what I bought them for. And I bought 2 pair. And I bought one for here. And then one that I can travel with. And I haven't sharpened either one of these or had to replace them. So, yeah. My fabric scissors are not even over there. I do have some ones I got from Temu over here, though. But I haven't cut any paper with them yet. But I have, what is the name of that company? Japanese company that has scissors at the quilt show. I got their scissors. Oh my goodness. Pretty bag. Looky, looky. I like snowman. Or snowman. Put that down there. This is from Benita Nance. She says, to Miss T, I appreciate all that you do. I value our friendship. Merry Christmas, Benita Nance. 2019 subscriber of the year. This girl, I was just talking about you. I think it was with Jason or either Kevin, one of them. I was like, Benita don't be playing. I think it was Jason today. I said, Benita don't be playing. All right. Green paper. And we got red paper. Look how she's got this wrapped up. Look like a little boat. See that? Look like a little boat. The 2024 Fat Quarter Shop Stronger Together pattern has been shown of February 2024. Okay, I have to look at it. They shown it what we're going to do? Hey, Sue Ellen. Dee Dee says, turned you on just to see you open up my card. That is funny. This is too cute. She got this all stacked up in here. Benita remembers everything that I say. She's got a piece of a rubber band around. I'm going to keep that too. Okay. So we're going to go here. She's got footies from Bombas. I think that's how you say that. And I'm trying to see. This says the most comfortable socks in the history of feet. Socks are most requested clothing item at homeless shelters. That's what our guild, we give to the homeless shelters. The socks. Although I didn't participate this year. Normally I go buy whole bags and then I forgot this time. So for every pair we sell, we donate a pair to someone in need. One pair purchased equals one pair donated. Now that's awesome. I'm trying to get what the content is. 75% cotton, 15% polyester, 2% nylon. So but I can't remember. I think I may have purchased a pair of their socks, and I think I really like them. But I love socks. Isn't that pretty? They just make them pretty. Got all the accent on the heel and the toe. And then this is a burgundy pair. Got pink name on the toe. Very pretty. So thank you, Benita. Thank you, thank you. I'm just up here just getting socks left and right. Let's see what the other socks are made of. These Fun Stuff socks. 65% cotton, 33% nylon. And then 2% spandex. So it'll be interesting. I think the other pair of socks from them I got is footies too. I'm going to have to buy a pair of crew socks to see so I can test the difference out. But very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh-wee. I got socks. And then this was in there as a needle minder. Flamingo toes. Beverly McCullough. And it's you put this on you and then you can put your needles, like if I'm hand sewing, instead of having to stick it into something, which is what I normally do, I can take this and put it on my clothes, and then if I have to take a break or something, I can just put the needle on me. Or if you're like binding your quilt and you want to thread 3 or 4 needles at one time, then you can just put them up here too. That'll be cool. So thank you, thank you. And this, did I bring my hand sewing kit in here? Because I thought I was going to be hand sewing. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's still in my bedroom, because that's where I mostly do my bindings. I sit up there and then I can look at the Roku television, because the one in here doesn't have it. But that's where this is going. So I'm going to stick it with my wallet. So I'll be taking that out. This one, you get it. You get softness perfected. One purchase, one donated. Thank you. You get that like a fit glove. They're talking about underwear. You'll get small fixes that make a difference on the socks, and you get the next best thing to wearing nothing if you get the sports bras. So that's pretty cool. Plus you get to help someone. That's nice. Very nice. Thank you. I'm going to put these up. I'll be back tonight at 12:01. Well, early tomorrow morning at 12:01 a.m. so that I can open up day number 24 gift, which is this. I'm thinking it's in a box. I think they're trying to fool me, so I'm not going to try to guess what this one is. It's got some weight to it. And then gift number 25 is a big thing. It might be their annual tray, because I kept their tray from last year. I'm using it now to hold pieces. So it's going to be interesting to see if it is a tray or not. I haven't touched it because I didn't want to know. So I am really sad though about the Stasher Pass, and because it's almost over. I only got 2 more gifts. And if you don't know what Stasher Pass is, I'm opening up gifts day 1 through 25 of the Missouri Star Quilt Company's Countdown to Christmas. I am passing and or sharing some items if I can. And whatever I pass or do a partial pass on, a full pass or a partial pass, will be going to one person. So the box up here, I'm not going to show it because it might give people hints. You do need to know 3 items that I passed on from day 1 through 9, and then day 10 through 16, and then 17 through 25. So you can actually enter the drawing now. You should have been able to enter like a few days ago, okay? Because the last requirement was met. If you want to do that, just go to any of my Stasher Pass videos. You need to watch and see what I passed on day 1 through 9. Just one item. You don't have to have them all, just one. Then, once you get the one that I passed on day 1 through 9, go to day 10 through whatever, and find the next one that I passed on or did a partial pass. If I said I'm going to share this with you all, I'm going to do one and I'm going to pass such and such on, then that's a qualifying one. You can use that as well. And then go to day 17 through 25 and see what I passed on in 17 through 25. And then you enter just one, so 3 things, one in each of those categories, plus your contact and mailing information, and then you get to be entered into that drawing. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of people going to be entered. I did clear it out because people didn't understand that they needed to have 3 things listed in order to be qualifying, to make sure that you're watching the videos. It's very easy for the people that's been watching the videos. But a lot of the stuff that I just passed on is not that I didn't like it. I'm not into that at this time, or I don't want to do that particular type of work. I'm not going to say any more. You all know me already. You should already know what I already passed on. Just when I even show the item, you should already know. So, but we've been having fun with that. I've been keeping track of Teaquilters' votes as well as my votes as well. So, thank you all so much for spending the day before Christmas Eve with me. And appreciate that, because I know everybody is busy. I want everybody to have a very blessed holiday. I will come back on the 26th and try to figure out a winner for this. I'm hoping that I don't have a whole lot of duplicate entries, and then I can just go ahead. I don't have to do a whole lot of cleanup work. Then I can just go ahead and do a drawing. So like I said, I don't think it's going to be that many people because I made it where you have to actually watch the videos. I do appreciate everybody that's been watching the Stasher Pass videos. So I'm not looking forward to opening a gift a day, but I am looking forward to the end of it so I don't have to come back every day at 12:01. I have my alarm set for 11:55 p.m. every day until this is over with. So I enjoy you all. I want you all to have a blessed holiday. And I will see you all at 12:01 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, Katie. She says she's going to send me a link. Katie wants me to do sew with her on a Stronger Together thing. Bonita says, you're welcome. Thank you. I saw it and it had T on it, so definitely belongs to you, right? My brother saying good night to everybody. June saying night all. Merry Christmas, everyone. Joe Carmel says, will you tell us your top 3 items from the Stasher Pass. It's really hard for me this year, but I'll try to do something. But it's really hard. Benita says, may everyone have an awesome Christmas and Happy New Year from the subscriber of the year from 2017. Okay. Tiffany says, Merry Christmas to everybody as well. Thank you, Tiffany. Merry Christmas to you. And Priscilla Stevenson saying, good night for now. Good night. So yeah, so good night, everybody. You all stay blessed. Be safe. Quilt out. Come back. 12:01 a.m. Otherwise, see you Monday for regular 1 hour just live chat. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.